What's up, everyone? Say today was crazy is an understatement. Let me start off by saying that. So, I didn't really expect to do much today. But ended up, my son needed some things. So I told Jalissa, let's go to Walmart. So, I borrowed the truck from my dad. And it's a standard. And I'm always nervous driving a standard because the clutch. I didn't do that bad. And I got to Jalissa's house. Okay, everything's good. She gets in the car. I give her a kiss, tell her I missed her. Stop that. Everything's good. So we're going to Walmart. So I start backing up, and when I'm backing up, like I said, I was nervous. You know, I gotta stress that. But I was backing up. Stop that. I was backing up, and then I went into the neighbor's driveway, because that's what I usually do when I back up. It's just easier to go through the neighbor's driveway instead of going out in the street. It's not really a driveway, it's more like a hill. So, I make it on the hill and take my foot off the clutch, start giving it gas. Nothing. So I'm just like, okay, what's going on? I'm kind of looking, seeing like what could be wrong. And I have no clue. So, waiting on that, this girl came out of her house. I'd say this girl was early 30s. And she came out, and she's like, "What the fuck? You're peeling out in my yard?" I'm just like, "No, ma'am. I'm just trying to get my truck out. And I'm giving it gas, and it's not going. Come on. I'm giving it gas, and it's not going." And she said, "Okay. Well, you need to get out of my yard." And I said, "Okay. I got you." So by this time, stop that. Stop. So by this time, Jalissa had already left. She had left the car, left the driveway, and went over to her house. Then, her husband comes out with a 12-gauge shotgun. And not an old style shotgun, I'm talking about like a military shotgun. Like all black military. And I'm just like, what the fuck? He's got a light at it, on the end of it, shining it. He's just like, "So you're peeling out on my yard?" I'm just like, "No, sir. Just trying to get my truck unstuck." And he said, "You smell that, boy? That's tranny fluid." And I'm like, okay. And he's just like, "You ain't going nowhere, boy. I smell tranny fluid." I'm just like, I have no idea what he's talking about at this point. Where Jalissa lives is kind of country. So that's why I was talking like that. So, he came out pointing the shotgun. "I smell tranny fluid. You ain't going nowhere, boy. I smell tranny fluid." So I'm sitting there, half trying to figure out what tranny fluid is. I'm pretty sure he meant freaking gnat threw me off. Transmission fluid. But by this time, Jalissa's pissed off at me. She's just like, "I'm getting a shotgun waved in front of my face and threatened because you pulled in someone's yard." And I'm just like, fuck. So, I have this smart ideal of being on a steep 90-degree hill, and taking the safety brake off. So I took the safety brake off, and I'm thinking, maybe I could push it out of their yard. So, open it, take the safety brake off, and as soon as I took the safety brake off, it started rolling. And I felt it in my arm, and I'm just like, okay. I stood my ground. And it kept on rolling. It kept on rolling. I was standing my ground, and I just kept on going. And I could feel my feet, like, sliding on the ground. I'm just like, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working. Holy fuck, I'm going deeper in their yard. And they already fucking had a shotgun to my face. I'm going deeper into their fucking yard. So I'm freaking out at this point. I'm just like, I'm gonna get shot. There's no way I'm not gonna get shot. So, I finally put the brake back on, the safety brake, the parking brake, my bad. And lo and behold, Mr. Shotgun Man comes out. "You got money for a papaya tree?" "Do what?" "Well, you see that papaya tree you just ran over with your truck? I told you don't go back anymore. I told you just leave it where it was." And I told him, I told him straight up. He was holding the shotgun, on his shoulders, just holding it. I told him straight up, I need to get this truck out. This is the only car that we have that works. And then he kind of looked at me a little bit funny. "Well, you're not gonna get it out." And I said, okay. And I just kind of stood there and what the fuck am I gonna do? So while I was sitting there, what the fuck am I gonna do? the wife comes over, and the wife starts talking to me. And she's just like, oh, disregard Paul. Paul's been drinking. I'm just like, okay, it's fine. And then I started talking to her, and she's just like, so you live over there? And I'm just like, no, I'm actually going to get some stuff for my son. Stop that. I'm actually going to get some stuff for my son. And her eyes kind of widened a little bit. And she's just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You can tell your girlfriend that I didn't mean to call her a bitch. And I was just like, okay. By this time, Jules is already, calling everyone she can. The neighbor just called me a bitch. And I was sitting there talking to him. So, fucking shit. I was sitting there talking to him, and then she said, you know what? I'm gonna make Paul get you out. So I said, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. So, Paul comes out with his shotgun. And he's just like, we can't get you out, boy. I said, is there any way you could get in the truck and try and drive it out? And he said, and let you hold my shotgun? I said, no, sir. You can put the shotgun in the seat. I don't care. So he kind of looked at me weird. And he just left. So at this point, I'm just like, I think I pissed him off. So he left, and he came back with a rope. And then he got his truck and pulled it up and started putting the rope under my truck. And he's just like, if I catch you on my yard again, you know what's up. You know what's up. And I'm just like, yes, sir. And we had a few other words. He was just like, I think I've seen you around here. I'm just like, I don't really come around a lot. I mean, it's possible. And he said, you live right there, and there's a truck right there, right? I'm just like, no, actually, I don't live right there. But my baby mom and my son live right there. And he's just like, oh, you got a son? That's when he started kind of opening up. He's like, my name's Paul, and we got the truck unstuck. Rolled it out, and it's just like, well, we got it out, but it's not gonna go anywhere. And I told him, it's gotta go somewhere. He's just like, okay, where are you going? I said, I gotta go way out that way, towards Walmart. And he's just like, that don't really tell me nothing. You gotta give me an estimate.